Oh, I got you.
Okay, ready? Today I'm going to talk about the food versus fuel. There's like a recent problem about whether we should support biofuel or whether we shouldn't support biofuel. Because people believe that biofuel contributes like 83% of the food crop price increase. So let's talk about the background first. Like biofuels, like there are a lot of kinds, and the two like most popular one is the bioethanol and the biodiesel. And the bioethanol is basically an alcohol that can derive from corn, sorghum, potatoes, wheat, sugar cane, corn stalks, or even vegetable waste. And when you put the ethanol into the, how the ethanol works, when you put the ethanol into the gasoline, basically it's increased the octane level, so it gives you like more perfect burning. And it can, there's two process of making ethanol. The first one is the wet milling, and the second one is dry milling. For the biodiesel, biodiesel is basically just renewable fuel for diesel engine, which is monoalkyl esters. It can derive from vegetable oils and animal fat. And the process is like trend esterification. Basically, you just like separate the glycerin from the vegetable oils or animal fats. Okay, so now I'll talk about the benefit, why we should support the biofuel, why people believe that we should support biofuel. Biofuel basically reduce the greenhouse gases. As we can see, the corn ethanol, it saves 25%. The greenhouse emission is like 25% less than the gasoline, and then the sugarcane ethanol is actually 71% less than the gasoline, and then the soy biodiesel is 76% less. And there's like Kior. What's Kior is basically like there are a lot of companies that making like alternatives biofuels, where they promote like, okay, I derive not from corn, but I derive like from switchgrass or from something else. But usually they are more expensive. And this is like what people believe, so you just should use the biofuel. Basically, we want to have like a nice rotation of CO2, where if we use the fossil fuel, the CO2, we just like take it from the earth and then burn it and then put it to the sky, and cause global warming. When we use the biofuel, we take it like from our car engines, like go to the air, and then the plant absorb it back and then put it in the ground, and then like keep rotation. So there won't be like a small chance of biodiesel that small chance of carbon dioxide that free roaming around the air. And also in the biodiesel also push car company to make cars that can run perfectly with this kind of new alternative fuel. So according to Barbara Macklin, the editors of WardAutos.com, $10 of millions have been spent on by U.S. autos company for researching this kind of new car, and also the GM itself has spent like more than $4 million for researching a new car that actually have been marketed in the world. And the second one, by using biodiesel, we can increase the manufacturing jobs. As you know, a lot of research, more jobs. And also from the producer standpoint, the high demand of biofuel, which is the ethanol, the most popular one, from the corn, it increased the price of the corn, and then it makes the price of the soybean increase also, because a lot of farmers switch from corn to soybeans. and also it increased the investment in plant equipment. So people in John Deere have more jobs, John Deere has more money. So I've talked about all the benefits by using biofuel. Now I'll talk about downside of using biofuel. The first one, from consumer perspective, the using of biofuel actually increase food crop price. How it works, like the corn or soybean price increase, and then it increase like the food, like the corn price itself, and also it drives the meat prices higher. Since a lot of like chicken, beef, pork, we're using like almost more than half of the concentration in the animal feed is made from corn and soybean. So with the increased price of corn, the price of meat will also increase. And that leads to another problem, which is hunger, which happen in developing country where people live under $1 per day. And that also relates to another problem, which is increased number of crime. So my mediation, we still need to support the biofuel production. And actually biofuel, like by increasing demand of biofuel, it's not actually the solely cause of the hunger. Actually, most of the time, the economic problem that caused by increased price of corn or soybean is actually caused by the government, how they, make the regulation. The wrong regulation that actually make worse the condition. And also, the oil reserve in the world is not gonna last long. According to Hussein, geology in Saudi Arabia, if world keep supplying oil smoothly, like according to the demand of this oil, the oil reserve will hit its peak actually this year, and it will last for 15 years before it starts declining. And also, according to Paul Gallagher, it's an agricultural economic professor in ISU. I took his class, and then we talked about how the world welfare actually, we count the world welfare, and actually by using biofuel, the world welfare is still increased. So the gain is bigger than the loss. And also, when we need to support the biofuel, actually, by supporting biofuel, it like pushing company to find another way to produce biofuel. And this is just like some information. Actually, researchers with the U.S. Department of Energy, joined the Bioenergy Institute, have engineered the first strain of the E. coli bacteria that can digest switchgrass and synthesize its sugar into transportation fuel. And in this process, which usually use enzyme, this new strain of bacteria don't need the enzyme for the additives, which is like the enzyme additives, the most cost in producing the fuel. So if this fuel being marketed over the world, I think it can solve the problem of hunger and all the economic problem. Thank you. This is the reference. Any questions? Yeah.
In what way does biofuel increase crime?
Increase what? Crime? Oh, if you a lot of hunger, so people will start stealing, and then how it works.
That was my same question.
Okay.
You said that